And we are live. Hello, this is Tabletop Junkie coming at you, bringing a tabletop review. We are still doing Star Trek Adventures because there's a lot of stuff just on the core, the main core book, the division guides, and now we have the quadrant books. And there are 4 quadrants in the galaxy. They are known as the Alpha, the Beta, the Gamma, and the Delta quadrants. And today we are actually doing a review on the Alpha Quadrant book. Um, I would say maybe one of my most favorites. I mean, Delta is definitely my most favorite. I love the Delta Quadrant. Gamma's pretty exciting too, but we're gonna start with the Alpha. Okay, so the Alpha Quadrant. For those who don't know, that is the according to the game guide. Maybe for a while I thought the Beta Quadrant was the one where Deep Space Nine was. But according to the game guide, the Alpha Quadrant is the one with Deep Space Nine. So we do actually get in the Alpha Quadrant book a briefing of Deep Space Nine as well as Federated Worlds. And we do have like extensive knowledge, religion, political views, culture on Bajor, the Cardassian Union, the Cardassian worlds, because they actually invaded other worlds, not just Bajor, the Ferengi Alliance, other Ferengi worlds, does the Zenkethi Coalition, the Breen Confederacy, and the Tholian Assembly. Ooh, so like I said, we get like a lot of good stuff. The Alpha Quadrant is a must-buy book if you're going to run a game in Star Trek Adventures. Definitely, if you want some more extensive knowledge, like I said, you get a lot of stuff regarding Deep Space Nine. And then a bunch of the other worlds that we just listed. So yeah, this book is definitely a must-buy alone on that. I even think we even talk about a little bit of the Jem'Hadar. We do get a little bit of knowledge on the Dominion as well, because they do deal with the Dominion on this side of the galaxy. So as well as the things that happened with the Klingons as well, with the Klingon Accords and the Klingons breaking away from the Federation. So, and then some of the Federation worlds we get in the Alpha Quadrant do exist. These Federation worlds are like worlds like Beta Z. That's where Deanna Troi is from. Well, partially because she's only half Beta Z, but her mother's not. So we do get Beta Z, and let's see what other we get. Denobula. I always get hung up on that word ever since Phlox came in to Star Trek Enterprise. So Denobula. I can't even say it. Let's see what else. We even get location and interest. They tell you all about these worlds that you can visit. Tellar Prime. That's where the Tellarites are from. Other races. So yeah, we get a lot of good stuff there, as well as we do get Bajor. You know what? Honestly, I got a lot of people don't like Bajor, but I love the flavor text in Bajor, where they talk about their culture, their spirituality. What's the difference between like they tell you what a pa is, they tell you some of the language, and I kind of like that. Sorry, I am fighting a bit of a cold, so if you guys are hear me sniffle, I do apologize. So on top of that, like I said, we do get Bajor, and then we do get into the Cardassia, where we talk about Cardassia Prime and how the Cardassians are organized military. And we even get their ranks, like the Cardassian ranks. Like a legate is an admiral, a Gull is a captain. Okay, I don't really particularly like that, because I thought the Gulls were higher. Gulls were higher than the Legates. Legates were always under the Gulls. And then you get the Dullin, the Glyn, and the Gill. Gills are like the weakest. Yeah, I don't know if I like that too much. Because the Gulls were definitely higher, and they were mostly famous for the ruthless ruthless in military tactics too. So yeah, no, I definitely don't believe the Legate is an admiral. But that's just a little something in the game guidebook. So um and we do talk about the Ferengi Alliance. Here's some artwork, that I'm going to show off here real quick. Hang on a second. We're going to show off some artwork here. Here's some artwork. Here you go. the Ferengi guys with the ears. Human. Anyone who's not into Star Trek, I hope this gets you guys into Star Trek, at least to check in on them, just to look at some of these species that, that they came up with. They're just so flavorful. And I love them. This is why I love Star Trek. So, yep, we do get to talk about the Ferengi Alliance a little bit. Get into families, how their culture works, and they are, to me, they're kind of like the worst, honestly, because they don't allow their women to wear clothing because they're not like women are second-rate citizens in their species. I do like in Deep Space Nine, Quark's mother. She don't give a crap. Of course, she has to not give a crap dealing with the type of son she has, and then Rom. And then we are moving on to let's see. We also get the Zenkethi coalition, which the Zenkethi are. I kind of like the Zenkethi a little bit. We don't really talk about the Zenkethi a whole lot in the series, but so I do like the fact that we do I could do something with the Zenkethi if I was to run a game. They are always tend to getting in trouble, and there's not much on their society. And they have actually this is the smallest entry we have. We just got to the Zenkethi, and it's only like a page. I wouldn't count it because we, as a whole page, because we actually have this kick-ass artwork right here. I got to show that off. Yeah, that is a Federation starship. I don't know if I can see the name. And then that's Zenkethi starships right there. So yeah, like I said, they're not very big. That's pretty much that's pretty much the Zenkethi right there. Like starts right here on this page. Then you get this artwork that carries up a half a page. Than that. So they weren't really widely covered in the series anyway. So but still I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. I'd have to reread it, but I'm pretty sure it's very good. I want to know what the name of that starship is now. Now it's going to bother me. Wonder if it says the Thunderchild or something like that. Oh, it does say the Thunderchild. That was the USS Thunderchild. Okay, so I hear Modiphius did use they did use starships, and they actually gave them names in their artwork, and they actually gave you write-ups for each and every one that they did. So I mean, that's pretty cool. So the Breen Confederacy, the Breen, they are in exosuits. See, I think the Breen are pretty cool. Hey, you know what? Here's another piece of artwork for you guys. See, and that's the thing. I think the artwork is just so good. Modiphius, you outdid yourself. Look at that. You got a Klingon warrior woman with a I know that's Starfleet. I'm having a brain moment. I'm having this is such a good artwork moment. You have of course, your Federation officer right here taking on a Breen. That's what the Breen look like. They're in exo cryosuits because they are from a very, very cold planet, and that the heat, a little bit of heat actually makes them sick. So, and then the Tholian assembly, the Tholians. We're gonna just knock that there for just a moment. In case if I have any more artwork, I will flash the Tholians, because the Tholians, those are some, aliens if you actually saw them. So the Tholians, we don't really are on good terms with them. They stay in their own little part of the galaxy. We kind of leave them alone. Whenever we try to come in contact with the Tholians, it doesn't usually end up very good for us at all, actually. So, and I do have some artwork, but I don't have any artwork of what a Tholian looks like, sadly, but I do have this. That is a Tholian web right there that starship is stuck in. That's how they trap you. They trap you, they sector off a part of space. They get their little ships. These are like little ships right here. They get their little ships to make this like little web thing or like little probes, and then they attack you right in there where you can't move, maneuver. It's very restrictive. They have restrictive tactics, and it's not always our sensors cannot always pick up the Tholian web. So good luck with that, especially if you get caught. So this book also gives us some new races or new species that we get to play. We should call them species, not races, for reasons. We do get a bunch of new life path options. Mainly, we do get to play a bunch of different species. We don't actually have pictures for all of them, but for some that we do, we get to play like. I just passed one. There was one that was called the Arcarians, which is the next generation only. They do have restrictive areas of play. The Arbizons, which is all eras. But let's see, to show you guys some of the artwork that they do for some of these other species, we have the Aurelians, which are avian birds that we never get to see in the live action series. But this is in the animated series of Star Trek that they had back in the 1970s. With Captain Kirk. So yeah, we get to play. We can choose this as an option. The Cations, I love the Cations. I don't know why. I did a whole crew like segment off the Cations on one of my games once, and there was like 3 Cation crew members. We were the most diverse in all of Starfleet. Cardassians, we can play a Cardassian. The Edosian, which we've seen some of the artwork for the Edosian, especially from this era of play. The Edosian is the original series of the Next Generation eras only. Okay, so we can't play this in the Enterprise era. Ferengi, Grazerite. Yeah, we get some nice options here that we get to play. The Katarian. So, yep. And then so to do the final wrap up, actually, the Alpha Quadrant also this Alpha Quadrant book actually also gives us additional starships from each individual species. Such as we do get extensive knowledge into the Cardassian starships, as well as the Breen. I think we even get Ferengi starships. So we get write-ups for all of that. We get generics, and I think they do have a couple of them named because there are a few famous starships that actually that are used. And then we get like I said, the Breen starships, and we will also get Breen special rules. We even get special rules if they actually have them. Breen, like I said, uses they use different type of weapons because they are actually from a cold planet. So they do get some of the special rules is the energy dissipation weapons, the Breen torpedoes, which is to tell you the difference between them and a regular torpedo is the propulsion systems used on Breen's photon torpedoes requires more onboard power to operate and allows a smaller space for a warhead, what gives the torpedoes a higher velocity and kinetic strike. They're generally a little bit more powerful than a generic photon torpedo. So, yeah. Oh, we even get a Breen starship here that we get to show you here. We'll show you some really neat artwork here. And this is from Modiphius, everybody. I do not own any of this artwork. I'm just showing it off for education purposes and to get people into Star Trek adventures a little bit. And yep, this is kind of like what a Breen starship would look like, taking on what that looks like to be a mangled Federation starship. That's definitely a mangled Federation starship, and we already know what that is. That's the Thunderchild right there. It's losing its nacelle. So we also get let's see what else here. We also get Talarian starships. I don't think we cover the Talarians too much. But we do get stuff on their bulk freighters. And then the Tholian starships, like the Spinners, the Weavers. The Weavers are the ships that I showed you making that Tholian web to trap starship, a Federation starship in its like little holding area, and then they just bombard it. So that's how the tactics that they use, and it's very hard to detect them because they're kind of like stealthy. So let me actually and they can even produce a tractor beam to hold you in place. even if you don't go for it right from the get-go. Oh, excuse me. Yep, I do apologize for that, everyone. And of course we get some more encounters, adversaries, some encounter seeds, stuff to help you build your adventure even more. So yeah, the Alpha Quadrant book is actually a very much must buy. I would have to say, if you're going to run a Star Trek Adventures game, definitely if you're going to do that, please or please, I said please. Like I said, I do recommend it. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. We didn't even cover all that stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and cover page by page for the book. I'm just going to show you guys some of the few highlights and get you guys interested into buying these games. That's the point of my reviews. I recommend Star Trek Adventures. I cannot recommend it enough. I am a Trek fan to no end. Very much a Trek fan to no end. So yeah, I definitely recommend the Alpha Quadrant. There's a lot of I do pop the book open from time to time when I want to, like when I make an adventure. I want to read a little bit more up on an area. I do actually pop that book open quite often. It is definitely a page turner. So definitely get into, if you guys get into Star Trek, that is another must buy for you guys. You know, it does help. It does help. All right. Well, without going too much further on, I do got a couple promotions to do for here for today. I do got to promote my man, Mr. Jace Fox. Please go over to his channel. His channel will be in my description. I do find myself over there quite often on 540 Studios. So please head right over there and find out if you like his videos. If you do, leave a like, subscribe. And if you do like what you see here today, even on me, please like and subscribe as well. But before we get going, I do have a couple more to get out there. Mr. Sparta Chris, we are doing, we actually have a theme of the show going on called Worth It or Skip It. I hope I did not botch that. And I hope so. And if I do, I hope Chris corrects me. Worth it or Skip It, where we watch a show and we tell you some of the highlights and if it's worth watching or if it's just worth skipping. And of course, I got to get my man, the Witch King, out there, also known as the Esoteric Order of Nerdity. He did change his name. I will actually have the name change in my description as well. Please go to his channel. He does have some good reviews over there as well. Please like and subscribe on his channel as well. I would appreciate that, as I'm pretty sure as he would too. He's also one of my co-hosts. We haven't been getting together lately because we've all been pretty busy. It's been a rough summer. So, and then let's just give a special shout out to Tobey, who just shows up on people's stuff. But we all love Tobey. So, well, that is everything I had here today, guys. I would like to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys did tune in on my video, I will have another video as soon as I'm not going to name when, because right now we've been having a heat wave coming through. And sometimes my AC units are having a hard time keeping things cool. Even my central air unit is. We've been in the 90s to 100s, which where I live at, that is unheard of. We've actually had an unnatural summer this year. So it doesn't it does happen once in a great blue moon. So unfortunately, what else can I really say about that? So this is Tabletop Junkie telling you guys to work hard, play hard, game hard as always, game on everybody, giving my famous Tabletop Junkie salute. Have a great and wonderful day. And I do have another video later on today, as it's a special video, and I'm going to be talking about a few things today. I actually am going to bring some things to the table tonight. About 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We're going to shoot for 8 p.m. Eastern time zone. We are going to shoot for that to get that started. So that way it's a little cool when I start, because today is supposed to be in the 80s and the 90s again. So yeah, tune in on that. That is going to be my special stream. And there's a reason why it's special too. I will probably telling you guys a little bit about that a little bit later. So have a great and wonderful day, everyone.